Hello from the land of TV. This is King Kool with an update for everyone who's watching. The many ones of people who watch my channel. And I've been thinking. I've been doing the distracted reviews now for 5 months, and I'm beginning to doubt the that sort of format for. It hurts you. I'm beginning to doubt the goodness of that format. But because there's a few things aside from some of the technical difficulties, like occasionally losing a recording, because both Audacity and Goldwave, when you record for great lengths with them, occasionally will just drop out things, which sometimes wouldn't be a big deal if you could do another take. But I am dedicated to doing live commentary while I'm playing a game. Like, pretty much, if it's not live, it has to be really good. I have the same rule with LPs too, is that you have to be pretty darn entertaining to be able to get away with post-commentary. Like, let's say if you're Psychedelic Eyeball, who, if you don't know who he is, he's a very fun Quebecois LPer, who is basically, he's brilliant. For me, the whole thing about, I was like, well, I bought Fraps, so I may as well put some use to this program. And Fraps basically is not only for video games, but it's only for programs with OpenGL and DirectX. For the most part, that's programs. Oh, shit balls. So that's why I started doing them inside a game, which is where the whole distracted thing came from. But there's two problems I've come across at this point, is that, one, I own a lot of first-person shooters, and watching a first-person shooter can cause some people to get nauseous. Sometimes when I'm editing, I start feeling sort of sick. So I sort of want to get away from that, because there are people. I think one of the lure people who follows me, Faili, once complained about it, and I'm like, well, I don't want to keep doing that if it's gonna make it that there's a border for entry where some people won't be able to enjoy it. But second, as I was saying before, I keep losing whole takes of the audio, since I record the audio separately. And I finally have a solution where, like, right now I'm recording this in Fraps, because this is an OpenGL program, or DirectX or something, I don't know which. But if I do it on any other thing, like DOSBox, I have to use an external thing. So when I did the last episode, the Cinderella episode with Metal Gear Solid, which is on console, I just ran a program that had Fraps on it in the background and just took my audio later. I just turned off all the sound in the game. It was Plants vs. Zombies, I think. Just left it running and just let it record. And it actually worked good, which in a way is sort of a shame, but on the other hand, Fraps is software that you pay for, so as opposed to Goldwave, which is shareware, which also I just ran out of the free trial on that, and then Audacity, which is free, but and some people are like, well, you can't complain when it's free. It's like, well, I can when it f's me over like this. Whoa, chug, chugging. What's going on? I wonder if you all saw that. I'm not gonna cut that out, I'm sure. I know I can get up there somehow. I don't remember how. So I think, as a format, distracted movie reviews were good to get me to make reviews at all. But I think as far as continuing it, since I own a lot of first-person shooters, and because of the labor involved, and because I honestly don't think my commentary is all that useful, at the end of the day, that I think is the biggest problem. Maximum punch. So I want to start to move away from that. So I'm doing this. I think when I do updates like this, I'll still do them in a distracted way, because I think that's funny and better than just, hey, look at me, I'm sitting on my couch and mumbling all my lines and blah blah blah, all that stuff. But that's not to say that I'm not going to do reviews past this point, because I find that I enjoy them, and I like having Netflix, and I want to have the excuse. So I'm simply going to restructure the show. In fact, I'm going to probably do just a couple of split up the shows into some of the parts of it that I liked. Like, one of the ones I liked, probably my favorite episode of the 25 distracted reviews that I did, I need to start using a gun. Berserk Pack is so much fun. My favorite one I think that I did was the Cars review. Aside from the fact that I was on point because I just hated it. My buddy Adam, who's the guy who suggested it, was like, man, you are hating on some good movies. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I just did not like Cars at all. But also because of the conceit where I have to do it before my toast burns, which I came up with that at work or something, and I really like that idea. So, what I'm going to do is, we're going to retire distracted movie reviews, and, reformat into, hang on, I'm going to kill you guys. Reformat it into, I guess there's only one. Reformat it into what I want to call minute reviews. I don't have a choice. What I want to do is I'm going to give myself a certain time limit to review a movie, and if I run over time, because that's my biggest problem, is that I ramble way too much. If I go over time, then I have to take a strike, and if I get 3 strikes, I get a penalty. And a penalty, I have to draw a movie that I don't want to see out of a box. You'll see how that all works when we get to it, but that won't be for at least a couple weeks because I don't intend on failing every single time. What does that do? Oh, I walked right past that. I get the armor again. So that will keep the episodes brisk, I hope, and I think will make for a more entertaining product. Since I won't be playing a game during it, I won't be making anybody sick by watching it. I don't remember this part of the level. This level's big. So there's that. Then the next thing I want to do, which I've also already shot one episode for and I'll put up at some point, is a show where I simply compare two things that are... What just hurt me? I guess that thing... Ooh, backpack. Oh, fuck me. Fuck me. It closed me in! Where was I? Where was I? I want to take two things that are sort of analogs, two products that are similar, or two movies that came out around the same time that were similar, and just have a comparison where I just go, okay, which one of these is better? Just compare them directly to one another. There's no distractions, there's no anything, no time limit, I just simply go out. I won't be scripted, because I think I would be dreadfully boring if I was scripted. So... I heard a door open behind me. Maybe I'm just my imagination. You'll see, I think probably by the second episode, what movie I'm thinking of, specifically, when I was like, okay, I want, movies that were basically, especially ones that were released near the same time, that were very similar. And you know how Hollywood will do this. They do this at least once a year. Just recently they did Beastly and Red Riding Hood, and I fully intended on seeing those in theaters, but I just was lazy, and I didn't. When they both make it to DVD, I will almost certainly do that. Great, a power cell. I don't have any power cell weapons. And then there's a third show that I'm thinking of doing. I'm not going to elucidate the details on it yet, because I want to make certain I have my buddy, one of my real-life friends, on board for it. Because it would depend on the participation of another person, which I think would also be useful, that you're not just listening to me blather with, my highly uninformed... Jeez. My highly uneducated and uninformed blathering opinion. Which I think would also be something that we could, I could use. What, I have to follow the... There we go. That's weird. But I guess that's all I have to say. I mean, I know I have a couple of fans who like my distracting movie reviews, and I intend on, if I ever do an announcement, I'll do it in a way such as this. But I think with the recording the dialogue in Fraps, that was now, oddly enough, that was way more reliable. I don't have the red key. Then fuck me! Then, do I have always run on? I think I do. If I, record all the sound in Fraps, I think that will be much more reliable, and I'll be much more likely to do episodes with a console and expand what sort of games I'm doing, because I have many more console games than PC at the moment, because I replaced my PC, and a lot of the games I have in the PC are sadly first-person shooters, which, as I was talking about, makes some people nauseous when they watch them. It makes me nauseous when I am sitting there watching it, and then I'm not the one inputting the controls while I'm. This will go badly. But anyway, I think as far as like an update schedule, I think I'll do the nice. I'll do the minute reviews once a week. I'm not certain what day of the week. It probably won't be Friday. Like I was doing Disney sequel month on Friday because April had five Fridays, and it had 5 Fridays and 5 Saturdays, and I knew I wasn't going to do it on Saturday because I'm almost always busy on Saturday. So I'm not certain if it'll keep going up on Friday. I might pick like Wednesday or Monday or some other thing. I don't know what. But we will determine that. The other ones I might do once a month to start. And like you know, we might do the other ones more frequently too. But I think that's it from me. I think that's all I have to say. Once again, if this is, this is a huge disappointment to anyone, let me know what you think about these proposed changes. I do actually care about what you people think, because, you are the guys who are watching me. I'm just doing this for the hell of it, and if you like what I do, as some of you probably do, I do care what you think, as long as you're, constructive. Not that I've ever had anyone be like, you is a bad guy, you can't do this. It's like, I've never had anyone actually say that. But anyway, that's it from me. This is King Kool. Drive home safe.